The next meaningful move for XRP is not going to come from noise, rumors, or short-term excitement. It is going to come from regulatory clarity. Right now, the cryptocurrency clarity bill being debated in Washington may be one of the most important short-term factors for XRP price appreciation and long-term legitimacy. However, just as the industry appeared to be approaching a breakthrough, unexpected political tension emerged and one major company stepped away from the process. That decision has created friction in Washington and raised serious questions about what this bill really means for XRP and the broader crypto market. Hey guys, welcome back to Whiteboard Crypto Update. In today's video, we will talk about XRP. So be sure to stay focused as you surely don't want to miss out on this. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. To understand why this matters so much, you have to look at how global finance actually works. Large institutions do not allocate capital into assets that exist in legal uncertainty. Compliance is not optional for banks, payment networks, or asset managers. It is complex, strict, and heavily enforced. Without clear rules, institutions simply do not participate. This is one of the main reasons XRP, despite years of development and real-world use cases, has not yet seen full-scale institutional involvement. Regulatory clarity is the missing piece. That is exactly what this bill is designed to provide. It creates a clear framework defining how digital assets are classified, regulated, and monitored. For XRP, this is especially important because clarity removes long-standing uncertainty and allows institutions to engage without fear of regulatory backlash. Until recently, momentum behind the bill was strong. Negotiations had progressed to the point where many believed it was close to passing. A large portion of the crypto industry appeared willing to accept the bill even if it wasn't perfect, because clarity itself was the priority. Then Coinbase abruptly withdrew its support, and that move disrupted the entire process. Reports suggest the White House is frustrated by this decision. From the government's perspective, months of work went into negotiating a bill that balanced innovation with oversight. When a major industry participant suddenly walks away, it creates delays and uncertainty. The key question now is whether this move actually helped crypto or whether it slowed down progress that would have benefited assets like XRP. What makes this situation more interesting is that Ripple did not withdraw its support. Several other industry participants also remain supportive. If the bill were fundamentally harmful to crypto as a whole, we would likely have seen widespread opposition. Instead, the resistance appears limited, which raises valid concerns about whether the disagreement is industry-wide or company-specific. This bill was never designed to benefit one exchange or one business model. It was intended to establish rules for the entire digital asset ecosystem. No regulation will ever be perfect for everyone. The real goal is to provide clarity so innovation can move forward without constant legal risk. Without that clarity, XRP and other digital assets remain constrained by uncertainty rather than fundamentals. So what actually changed in the bill? The core structure remains largely intact. The Commodity Futures Trading Commission would oversee spot markets for decentralized digital assets, while the Securities and Exchange Commission would regulate assets that meet the definition of securities. This framework is critical for XRP. As a widely distributed asset with established global markets, XRP fits far more naturally into the commodity category under this structure. That alone represents a major step forward. The updated version of the bill does grant the SEC additional rulemaking authority. While some see this as a concern, regulators will always create rules. What matters is having clear jurisdiction. For institutions evaluating XRP, predictable regulation is far more valuable than uncertainty. Another change involves how tokens are treated as networks mature. The updated bill introduces the concept of ancillary assets, meaning some tokens may trade as commodities while still requiring limited disclosures from issuers. For established assets like XRP, this change has minimal impact. XRP already operates as a mature digital asset with significant market history. If anything, these disclosures help protect investors from poorly designed or misleading projects, which strengthens the overall market. The most debated change involves stablecoin yield. Under the revised language, rewards for holding stablecoins would only be allowed under certain conditions, such as being tied to real usage or issued through regulated banking entities. This appears to be one of the main reasons Coinbase objected. As an exchange rather than a bank, these rules may limit certain revenue models. However, this provision does not negatively affect XRP. In fact, it may indirectly strengthen XRP's position. Ripple has consistently focused on compliance, banking partnerships, and regulated financial infrastructure. XRP was designed to function within established systems, not outside them. As regulation tightens around yield products, utility-driven assets like XRP become more relevant. The bill also introduces limited oversight for certain DeFi activities, particularly around compliance and anti-money laundering standards. While this is controversial, it reflects concerns about unchecked risk and investor losses. For long-term XRP holders who prioritize sustainability over speculation, reasonable oversight is not necessarily a drawback. When you look at the bill as a whole, the changes represent trade-offs rather than fundamental flaws. The industry gains legal clarity, institutional confidence, and a defined regulatory structure. XRP gains legitimacy, regulatory alignment, and a clearer path to broader adoption. These are meaningful positives. The concern now is whether internal disagreements will delay progress. Every delay in clarity is a delay in adoption. XRP's utility is strongest when institutions are able to participate without regulatory hesitation. The most realistic outcome is continued negotiation rather than complete failure of the bill. Adjustments may still be made, but the overall direction is clear. Regulation is coming, and assets positioned for compliance stand to benefit the most. XRP has spent years preparing for this environment. Its use case, infrastructure, and regulatory approach align closely with what policymakers are attempting to achieve. If this bill or a similar version passes, it removes one of the biggest barriers XRP has faced for years. This has never been about perfection. It has always been about progress. And for XRP, regulatory clarity may be the factor that finally allows its fundamentals to be reflected more accurately in the market. Well, guys, that's all we have for you today. What are your thoughts on XRP? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, then be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you for watching.